Hello, this is my Solitude and Sanctuary Captain's Log entry. So, for this side, I decided to do solitude, and looking into solitude, it asks about whether you use solitude for reflection or if you use it for isolation. Honestly, after writing all of this, I think I kind of use it for both. Sometimes these thoughts become so intense that I just need to be by myself and think about them and work through them. But at the same time, even as I say that, I notice like I want to work through them, and that I guess I reflect on a lot of these thoughts. This page is supposed to represent when I was in the army, and when I went to Afghanistan. Just that war type feeling. I can read this to you too. Our vessel has come under attack by a Royal Naval ship. Baphomet's Fury has sustained severe damage. Her crew has suffered many losses during this war. The bow and stern have taken cannon fire and is taking on water as we speak. Food rations are low, as well as what's left of crew and morale. Fear is all we have left, as we are short of supplies and cannot withstand another bombardment. Baphomet's Fury will continue forward in her battered state and hopes to find solace and sanctuary. And so Baphomet's Fury is supposed to be the name of the ship, and I kind of wanted to relate that to hell, that it's just, war is hell. Um, it's not a fun place to be, and it can be very intense, I guess, if I'm going to summarize it up. But what I was going for with this page was to make it look very war-esque, that it was, there's a couple bullet holes in here, like ink really thrown on the page. I didn't want just like a little splatter. I wanted it to look like it was like almost like blown up, and then cut around the edges. I'll get into what I did after I go through identity. And this side is sanctuary. So I found this one kind of interesting because on my normal day-to-day life, in the journal fodder, it said to do an excursion, a day in the life. And my wife and I, and my daughter, when we go out to, whether it's the park or whenever I go to Lavazola, or whenever we just go out, we like to bring back like little flowers and leaves and press them. So I found it kind of cool that I could actually find a use for some of the pressed plants that I collected while being out and about. The theme I was going for here with both of them was to look like this beat up, battered page, and then this was supposed to be the next page, but it became burnt out. But underneath is that brand new page of finding that sanctuary that I mentioned down here. He kind of comes across it and realizes that he found this island of sanctuary. And then this plays a couple different parts. This is my family. This is me enjoying being outdoors. And then sanctuary up here being in gold is me personally when I like to go and be by myself out at Lavazola going gold panning. And then some of the techniques I used, I did writing overlap over here. I wanted to give it a try out. Turned out pretty neat. I like it. I do wish my handwriting was naturally good. Over on this side, like I said, I wanted to use that continuous contour for writing. And so I tried it for each line, and it did turn out to look really close to a captain's log entry. So I really liked it. I made the mistake by going over it with pencil first and then doing it in pen, which took me twice as much time. I should have just went over it with pen, honestly. It wasn't too bad. And then a lot of collaging. So this page right here, I took an old antique 8.5 by 11 paper, and I pretty much cut it down. I measured it, cut it down the middle of the journal, and split it in two. And then I collaged it to this side using Mod Podge around the edges. Well, first I painted the outsides after I burnt the edges of the sides of this page. And then I collaged it over And then same thing for this side. I kind of added a little black acrylic right here, little black acrylic right here, watercolored it. Um, that rustic color, which I was able to get it a little lighter than this paper. I wanted this paper to look more like burnt and scorched and darker, and it worked out to actually like give this paper that sense of like, like new freshness, like that's the sanctuary. That's the place that really pulled them out of um, this loss of hope over here. And then I also did page cuts. On the book, it said to like kind of cut a page, and so I think it meant to like cut the page of the journal itself, but instead I cut the antique paper that I had and placed it in there to make it look like it's an actual, like that's a missing page, but instead this page behind it. And yeah, some other techniques I tried were dry brushing. That was interesting. I didn't add it to here. I didn't like how my dry brushing technique was turning out, so I decided just to kind of X-nay it and instead just do the writing overlap up here. Yeah, this was a fun one. I feel like the more I keep doing these pages, the more they start becoming my favorites, like the new ones to come. So I really like how it turned out. Just these ink splatters alone, I wasn't getting what I wanted. I went through like 3 pieces of paper trying to get the perfect ink splatter, and finally what I did was I just took some acrylic, dipped it in like a light bit of water, and then I just kind of flicked the tip like really hard at the paper, and it gave it that cool, like that effect that it was actually like put through hell rather than just an ink splatter. So yeah, that's my entry. Thank you.